So DC's Dark Crisis has been going on for a little bit. We got issue 2, and it's very interesting because I don't want to like this event. I think the overall idea for the event's kind of dumb, but the inner workings of it are actually interesting because Joshua Williamson is actually a talented writer and he writes these characters very well. Like the overall plot, I don't really care for too much, but a lot of the character stuff is really good, aside from Deathstroke. So let's get into issue 2. I already made a video on issue 1, which you can click and watch if you want to. We're talking about issue 2 today. So in this issue, like at the end of last issue, it ended with Deathstroke attacking Titan's tower and supposedly killing some Titans. In this issue, we learned that he didn't kill any of them. It's really dumb. Like Chupacabra, we thought he bombed him, but it turns out Nightwing got the bomb off of him before it went off, and so he's fine. He shot Beast Boy in the face, but turns out Beast Boy's fine. He says he'll live. So, yeah, none of the consequences from last issue are actually consequences. That part's dumb. Like I said, the stuff with Deathstroke I don't like, but the stuff with the other characters is good. So, Slade and Nightwing have a face-off. He essentially tells Nightwing, he's like, this has all been about you. You're the big fish. I don't care about these other Titans. Let's fight. They fight. Nightwing kicks his ass handedly. It's like not even a contest. And this is a weakened Nightwing too because he just had a bomb go off in his face. He's all beaten to hell, but he beats the crap out of a fresh Deathstroke. I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just tired. I'm a huge Deathstroke fan, and in the 90s, he was a force to be reckoned with. If he showed up in a book, he was probably going to kick that hero's ass. It was not good if he showed up in your hero's book because he was going to do some damage. Hell, he even showed up in a Green Lantern book and beat up Hal Jordan. Like, he's that guy. He was that guy. He isn't that guy anymore. Now he's just your run-of-the-mill villain that shows up and just gets his ass beat and isn't very good at anything and it's just like has family problems, and that's all he is. It's a shame because he used to be such a great character and now he's just a bitch. But that's what DC has turned him into. So he gets his ass beat by Nightwing, exactly what I expected. And then he says, okay, round 2, who should fight me next? Which really makes him look pathetic because he got his ass beat by Nightwing, so now he's telling Nightwing to pick another Titan for him to fight because Nightwing's too good. Oh, this guy used to take on not just Nightwing, but the Titans as a whole. Now he can't just beat one of the Titans. It's upsetting. But Nightwing says, well, if this is all about me, if you kill me, will you leave the Titans alone? If that's the case, just do it. I like that moment as a good character moment for Nightwing, because that's who Dick Grayson is. He's selfless. He'll just sacrifice himself so the kids are okay. I like that. But then Deathstroke's like, okay, cool. He goes to shoot Nightwing. Jon shows up, and Jon takes the bullets for him. And Jon's like, nah, this ain't gonna go down like this. And Nightwing and Jon have a nice little interaction where Nightwing says, you have your dad's timing. And I like that dialogue. I thought that was just a good line. It's like, you got your dad's timing, kid. I like that. It's a better interaction they've had than when Tom Taylor wrote anything with them, which he's written multiple issues with them two together. And it's just funny seeing Jon Kent and Nightwing, who their solo books are both written by Tom Taylor, have better moments in 2 issues that Joshua Williamson has written than they've had in the entirety of their solo runs under Tom Taylor. Joshua Williamson is a talented writer. So that's, yeah. Anyways, Cyborg Superman then shows up because Deathstroke had a contingency for if Jon showed up. They have a little fight. It's cool. Daniel Sampier is fantastic. He's really good. He's at the top of his game in this book, and he's always been great, but he's especially great here. And we get a nice illustrated fight between Jon and Cyborg Superman. It's a little shorter than I would have liked. I wish it would have taken a little longer, but it's cool seeing Jon test it, and he gets beat up. I don't think he's taken even anywhere close to this amount of damage in the entirety of his solo book. So it's cool to see him actually tested and like brought to the brink, like brought to the edge. I liked it. It was cool because like essentially Cyborg Superman is like, your dad was willing to die for people, are you? And just lasers his face, and then Jon's like, let's find out, and just sends him into the Titans towers, like both of them together. It's a really cool fight, and I like Jon. It's amazing. I said this with the first issue. I like the way Joshua Williamson writes Jon. I have hated every single issue of Tom Taylor's run on Superman Son of Kal-El. He has made me hate Jon. I used to love Jon. He was a great character. Then Bendis wrote him, he was horrible, and Tom Taylor wrote him, he's horrible. But the way Williamson's writing him, it shows that even though I wish Jon was still a kid and he would be much better, like, used to the story as a kid, and he works better in Superman's world that way, and it would have been nice to see him grow up, you can make 17-year-old Jon a good character. It's just you gotta get talented writers, and Williamson shows that because I like Jon in this. He saves Nightwing, he takes on Cyborg Superman, he has grit, he's determined, he's doing heroic things. I like Jon. But during all this, Slade gets called by Pariah, and Pariah's like, hey, don't kill the superheroes. I need you to cause a crisis. I'm sending my dark army to you. Go away or whatever. So they like teleport out of there because it turns out that Deathstroke is a pawn for Pariah, which is really stupid because the setup for this from Deathstroke Incorporated when Williamson was doing it was that Deathstroke wanted to become king of the supervillains, but now he's just a pawn for Pariah, so it's like he's not king of the supervillains, he's just working for another one. So that's really stupid. Again, everything with Deathstroke I hate. And then after that, we cut to Kyle Rayner in a spaceship, escaping like a spaceship prison. I have no clue what's going on with Kyle Rayner in the current DC universe. I haven't read anything with him in years. I haven't read anything Green Lantern in a long time. I don't know what's going on. So he's escaping a ship, and then Hal Jordan shows up with the Black Lady Green Lantern. I don't know who she is. I thought she was an out-of-canon Lantern. Like, I remember seeing covers for her book, and I was like, oh, that's just an Elseworld story. Turns out she's canon, which, dear God, DC, stop making human Green Lanterns. The world does not need more human Green Lanterns. It's so dumb. Like, in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the Green Lantern Corps, and it's like, oh, look at all these lanterns. They're like one of that race and one of that race in 20 human lanterns. It's like, why? Why are there so many human Green Lanterns? It's really dumb. Plus, it'd be just cool to, like, if they did a book on alien Green Lantern. Like, if you want to make a new lantern, fine, but make him some cool alien, not another human. We don't need another human Green Lantern. But we have one, and she's been around for a bit, so I know I'm behind on that. Just, again, when I saw her book before, I thought, oh, that's an Elseworlds book. Turns out it's not. But she shows up with Hal. Hal's like, hey, we're getting the gang back together because the Justice League are dead, and we need your help. Here's a Green Lantern ring. And Kyle's like, all right. And that's where it ends. So, yeah, like, there's a cool setup there with Hal leading the Green Lantern Corps against Pariah and his Dark Army, along with Nightwing and Jon leading the Titans. Also, actually, that's not where, prior to that, I forgot to mention, Black Adam shows up, because when Deathstroke attacked, he wasn't just attacking Titan's Tower, he has all supervillains around the world attacking different places to create a crisis like Pariah needs. So Kahndaq is one of the places that got attacked, Black Adam's place. So he attacked that, and Black Adam shows up, and he's like, yeah, my place got decimated as well. I wanted to just, like, be by myself and, like, protect my people, but turns out, we need a new Justice League, and I'm the one that's going to lead them, and I will teach you guys how to be heroes, because you guys are pathetic and don't know what you're doing. That's essentially what Black Adam says. And so next we're going to get Mr. Miyagi Black Adam, which I am stoked for. I think that's a cool idea. And that's just another thing where it's like, I'm kind of mad at Joshua Williamson making this good. Like, I just want this to be a throwaway garbage crisis, and, like, I can ignore it. But Daniel Sampere is a fantastic artist, and Williamson, aside from the Deathstroke stuff is horrible. Aside from that, it's interesting. And the Pariah stuff. I don't care about the Pariah stuff. Like, I really wish we didn't have the Pariah stuff, to be honest. Like, I don't care about, like, the death of the Justice League and Pariah and all that, but, like, this story about, I guess, the Justice League going away and Jon and Nightwing having to, like, take the reins and, like, gather what heroes are left, and then Black Adam kind of helping them as well is really interesting, and the Green Lanterns, like, it's interesting. I feel like you didn't need Pariah for that. You could have had the Justice League go away for whatever reason, because we know they're not dead, so I think killing them's dumb. You could have just had them go away for whatever reason. They've done it before. They go somewhere, an Elseworld or another dimension or whatever. It didn't need to be a crisis event. And then you can have Deathstroke do his whole, or a different villain preferably, so that way you don't have to ruin Deathstroke. Just take any other villain and have them do exactly what Deathstroke's doing right now, because Deathstroke used to be a formidable force that would come in and just kick ass, and now he loses a 1v1 against a weakened Nightwing. So the Deathstroke stuff is ass, but everything else, all the other elements are really interesting, and the character moments with Jon and Nightwing are legitimately great and way better than anything else they're getting in their solo books. So yeah, I'm torn on Dark Crisis. It is currently 2:43 in the morning that I am up editing this video, and I noticed at this part it sounds like I say Dyke Crisis, and I have just been laughing to myself for the past 5 minutes about Dyke Crisis, DC's new Pride Month crisis event. I'm sorry, continue with the video. Because, like, the overall Pariah stuff, I don't care about Pariah, But the stuff with Jon, Black Adam, and Nightwing is interesting, and the Green Lantern Corps, like Hal, like stepping up again. I like seeing that. So yeah, Williamson knows how to write some of these characters really well, just not Deathstroke. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. Please let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of Dark Crisis if you're reading it? What do you think about what's currently going on with DC? I wonder what's going to happen at the end of Dark Crisis, because, you know, every time a crisis ends, DC tries to shake things up. So I wonder how it's going to affect other books, or if it's just not. Who knows? Because, you know, Doomsday Clock ended, nothing happened, so maybe it'll be like that, but I have no clue. Anyways, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys later.
Hey, skinny boy, saucy boy, I be running to the bank. Yeah, you know I hit the gas in the whip full tank. Riding past the ocean while I'm listening to Frank.